Today's Channel 33 podcast jam session is brought to you by SeatGeek. It's our presenting sponsor and my favorite way to buy and sell tickets to sporting events, concerts, and whatever else you want to go to. With the SeatGeek mobile app, you can quickly and easily buy tickets with just 2 taps and have your tickets delivered straight to your phone to enter the event. And if you can't make it to the event, SeatGeek now lets you transfer tickets to your friends or post your tickets for sale all from your phone. As a special offer for Channel 33 listeners, SeatGeek is giving $20 back off your first purchase with the code BSPN. To get $20 back on your first SeatGeek purchase, download the SeatGeek app today and enter code BSPN. Thanks, SeatGeek. Welcome to Jam Session. I'm Juliet Litman.
I'm Amanda Dobbins.
We're going to our spiritual homeland this week on our podcast, the United Kingdom.
More specifically, the men of the United Kingdom, which is my spiritual homeland. I'm really excited about this one. This is a passion of mine.
We've been talking about who should be the next Bond in The Office.
A lot of opinions in The Office.
Funnily enough, Idris Elba really never came up, even though he's kind of the internet's choice.
I think that there were a couple votes. Sam Shuby voted for Idris Elba.
That's true.
I was looking. We can come back to this.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
come
not
back
against
to him.
Idris Elba.
No.
A lot of non-British nominations. That was the problem.
I know. Do you care about the Bond movies? Like,
yes.
Do you really like them?
I really like the Daniel Craig Bond movies.
Yeah. Casino Royale is really good.
Yes.
Eva Green's a babe too.
Yes, exactly.
What about Pierce Brosnan?
Those are pretty cheesy.
But you love the Thomas Crown Affair. So it's a Bond problem, not a Brosnan problem for you.
Yes. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit of a Brosnan problem, and Thomas Crown Affair really figured out how to use what he's good at.
Totally.
Which
Sliding
is just,
underneath gates.
Exactly. And just being handsome, but maybe not, like, having to be an action star.
How'd you feel about Pierce Brosnan in Mrs. Doubtfire?
Oh, he's good at that.
Yeah, he's good at being a dick.
I suppose I don't buy him as an action star.
Right. He's not, like, athletic in any way.
Yeah.
I feel like in general, many of our great British actors are really not very athletic seeming. Maybe they might be, but it's just like not really the roles they're typically cast for. Like even though like some of the best soccer players, like Gareth Bale, is Welsh. But I don't feel like he has many like I don't know. There's not a lot of other like British men that come to the top of my mind as like great athletes.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about this because it's like what do you actually want in a British dude? And I'm not looking for like a super jacked. Manly man when I think of that's not my ideal British actor.
Sure.
He's someone with a lot of charm, looks good in like a dinner jacket.
Let's just get into some of our top British actors. We'll just do an accounting of where we're at, where we're headed, and you know who's made the leap across the Atlantic.
I think that sounds great. We've broken them up into 3 classes.
Yes.
Senior class.
Yes.
Then the people in their prime, which is also sort of people in their prime / like Bond contenders.
Yes.
And then the up and comers,
future potential Bonds.
Exactly.
This is a future problem for them. Okay, so let's get into it.
So we're going to start with senior class.
Yes.
And we're going to start with Daniel Craig.
The aforementioned Daniel Craig of the James Bond movie. So is it Casino Royale your favorite?
Yeah,
Daniel
it's
Craig
definitely
movie?
the best one. Casino Royale is like basically the only movie that my mother and I agree on.
Really?
Yeah, I guess mostly just because my mother doesn't watch a ton of movies, but Casino Royale is always on cable when I'm home. And she finally got like the DVR, but for a long time there was no mechanism for watching anything other than what was on television at any given moment in our home, and it was just always Casino Royale. So I've seen it like 30, 40 times. The
movies that like get play on TBS and TNT become like such a big part of life because they're just always there for you. That's one of the reasons why I love Catch Me If You Can. Like it's just always on.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's a good one.
And it also is like a really good rainy day movie for some reason.
Though I do feel with Casino Royale, I've only seen the second half of the movie ever. Somehow I never ever tune in for the very beginning, which is how I forgot that the whole set piece where he like runs through a bodies exhibit in New York was a part of Casino Royale, and I got in like a very heated fight with my fiance one time, just being like, no, this is from the second Daniel Craig Bond. This is the bad. And I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. There was a set piece in a bodies exhibit.
I remember when Bodies first opened, people were very concerned about the smells and the scents of the exhibit. And I wonder if that was a consideration when they were doing this. Like, can Daniel Craig handle it? Do we need to like give him nose plugs? What will can he do his own stunts? Was there
actually a smell? I've been to a body. I've been to this house.
I never went to it. I just remember people being concerned.
It's pretty gross. And
Is it cold in there?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a morgue vibe, but I don't know whether it's just like whether that's psychosomatic.
Well,
I really think it could be.
Great stunt work by Daniel Craig,
Exactly.
making it through the bodies exhibit. I wish I understood poker a little bit better for that movie to mean more for me, but like in general, casino gambling culture, it just goes whoosh, right over my head.
I feel like this is the most accessible of the gambling movies.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can't like if it's just pretty much like a non-starter for me.
Like Rounders, I walk out of the room every time.
I know, just like I just don't get it.
And that's another one that's like, I don't know if it's on cable, but like Zach pulls it up on demand a lot for some reason.
It's very popular with men.
Yeah, and I wander out.
Yeah, I have no
I
idea
go
what's
watch
happening.
Gilmore Girls in a different room.
My favorite Daniel Craig movie is Munich, obviously.
Is that obvious? What, can you expand on that?
Andy Greenwald and I, we ride or die for the movie Munich. It's just, you know, it's a great Eric Bana performance. I thought Bana was going to be a king, thought he was going to be our Australian king, and he just wasn't. Turns out that movie does not have as much broad appeal as I was expecting. But I loved Craig in that one. He's like really intense. He's good as a role player, as not the lead, I think. Like,
yeah, though I'm trying to think of...
Like, I can't hear his voice in my head. Like, I know he played Bond. I know that he is capable of speaking.
Well,
but to me, he's kind of a vessel, and I think of him as, like, being mute.
It's true, and also part of the appeal of his Bond is that he doesn't speak too much.
Right.
He uses kind of... He's the quiet, mysterious man.
It gets you with his look.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably how he got Rachel Weisz, his wife.
Yes.
So they were on Broadway together, right? That's how they met?
Yes, that's how they met. And then she was with Darren Aronofsky. Not married, engaged.
Right.
And
Circle Black Swan.
Yeah, and she moved on to Daniel Craig.
It's pretty, I mean...
And they got married very quickly.
And they're still together, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
I like her, too. She's lovely.
Yeah.
Love her from About a Boy, obviously.
And also Definitely Maybe. Once again, I'm going to work in Rachel Weisz should have won Definitely Maybe on every single podcast.
All right, well, check that box for this week, then. Okay. You've done it.
Yeah.
And then he was in Star Wars, but I didn't even realize.
Yes. So for some reason, Daniel Craig's making a lot of interesting choices right now.
Okay, break them down.
He decided to be a stormtrooper, which by definition means that you did not see his face.
Right. Cool.
At all, for reasons that no one really understands.
I'd love to know
Star
how
Wars.
much you got paid for that.
Do you think he got paid?
Non-face work by Daniel Craig.
What is the reason to do that? I'm not totally sure.
I guess maybe he's a huge fan, just wanted to be involved.
Oh, maybe there's going to be more stormtrooper plot lines down the road.
I guess
and
so.
He'll be in Star Wars, which I think would be an interesting choice and not one I want from Daniel Craig.
Interesting. What do you want from Daniel Craig?
You know, he has been kind of going back and forth on whether he'll be Bond again. I am here for as many Bond movies as Daniel Craig wants to make. He is by far my favorite Bond.
Have you ever read any of the books?
I tried reading His Majesty's Secret Service on His Majesty's Secret Service this summer, and I got bored.
Just didn't work. I have no interest. However, on The Ladies of London, one of my favorite Bravo shows, Caroline Fleming is like this Danish woman who is divorced from the Fleming of her last name, but is related to Ian Fleming. Like she's like got like a claim to the Bond dynasty, and she happens to be Danish royalty, so she's just got a lot going on.
This really seems like an Amanda show that I did not know about.
I love Ladies of London.
Okay,
it's so
you keep bringing
20-second side story on Ladies of London. It had 2 seasons, and it's like half American rich women living in London married to non-Americans, and half like actual British women. And it's about like their clashes and what they like, where they go for their like nights out. They show Christmas in London, which just seems delightful. Like there's just like a lot of pageantry involved. I just love it. It's just a great show. I don't think it's coming back for season 3, which is really devastating, but it'll be playing on forever in my mind.
Okay, that's great. I'm sold. I will watch Ladies of London report back.
Back to Daniel Craig. Best case scenario for him going forward. What is that?
For me, it's making more Bond movies.
Okay.
And he said he wouldn't, and then he called Bond a misogynist, which I was I appreciated.
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
There's certainly like a air of retrograde morals to those movies, but like, is anyone going to see a Bond movie for like the way they explore women? No.
Yeah. And then but he might still do it. The other thing that he's doing, and this is really interesting, they're making a television show out of Jonathan Franzen's Purity.
Very interesting. Do you think that will ever make it to air?
It does seem like it'll be a corrections thing where it never actually makes it to air. And that might be for the best. Where are you on Purity?
I don't care for the writing of Jonathan Franzen.
Oh,
personally.
okay.
He's just really not the writer for me.
Yeah.
But I think I would like that more as a TV show, but in general. But I don't think this will ever get made, is my opinion.
It's too complicated.
And also, there's just like a lot of, like, the best books, like, even if you, I mean, like, Franzen doesn't appeal to me. Other people really like it, like his work. So a lot of the best novels, if they're not, like, necessarily super plot-driven, don't make good television. And Jonathan Franzen, like, obviously, like, the plots are important to his books, but I don't think that's, like, his true gift is being, like, a great, like, imagining of worlds. And I think that's harder to translate in a compelling way.
That's true. Though, you know, the best part of Purity was the setup, like, and the plot. And it was plot for 2/3, and then it's just, like, Jonathan Franzen's opinions and on the internet and philosophy for the last third, which unsubscribe.
Sure.
So, and especially also, I assume that Daniel Craig would be playing, like, the Julian Assange-ish character, which is not a bad character for him. An air of mystery works on Daniel Craig.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know enough about. I've tried to read all of his books and have not made it through any of them.
Yeah, well, anyway, so I think best case is that you're right. Purity does not make it to air, and
I think TV's good look for him though.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly the time to, like, be, like, distant dudes who don't speak very much and just kind of, like, grapple with morality on the inside. Let's
give him 8 episodes and just be out.
Fantastic.
In a true British model, one season only, one series, as they say.
Great. I'm sold. All right, so that's what we're in for Daniel Craig.
More of his peers. Same age group. Ralph Fiennes.
I love Ralph Fiennes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because of The English Patient.
Yeah. Should we talk about The English Patient for a
second?
Sure. English Patient is a top 5 movie for me.
Wow.
English Patient is really important. I couldn't really tell you why, except that it's beautiful. And
How many times have you seen it?
Cry every time. Well, so at some point, this is probably, like, disrespectful to the true English Patient experience, but I do fast forward and I just watched the Ralph Fiennes and Catherine Scott Thomas parts, so you can, like, condense a 3-hour movie into, like, a quick 70 minutes, 90 minutes. I'm not really sure. You can just fast forward, and I really enjoy that.
He also was in the Bond franchise, but didn't get to be Bond.
That's true, but he did, in the last one, spoiler,
go for it.
He really stands up. He's part of the team. He takes a stand.
That's, like, classic Ralph Fiennes, I feel like. He's, like, in the great movie, but not is the great movie.
Yeah. Though he's also been having a very nice, like, mini renaissance of late. He's taken a turn into comedic roles.
Yeah.
And he's fantastic in them.
Yeah, he is really good in Grand Budapest Hotel.
And also he's fantastic in Hail Caesar.
I didn't see that. Should I see it?
If you have some time and you're in your home and you feel like being delighted, it was fun. It's not a must-see by any means, but Ralph Fiennes and Alden Ehrenreich have a really amazing scene together. Maybe they should just put that on YouTube. My suggestion for you of watching Hail Caesar is just watch that one scene. But he's very funny in it. He has good timing.
How do, like, the Coen brothers decide which of their movies are going to get broad distribution and which are not? Like, don't you think they're at a point in their careers where they can, like, push for more support from their studio? Like, I just feel like they don't always want it.
Well, it's an interesting... I think that they kind of decide, like, this is how we're going to be, how ambitious we're going to be on this film. And, some of them are kind of smaller, like Hail Caesar, and some of them are more like, we're going to really go for it, like No Country for Old Men.
Right.
And I do think that they're in the position to be like, no, we're just going to make a small one now, and we're just doing this for fun because we can. So I think that maybe the distribution plans come from what they decide.
Sure. That makes sense.
What they want to be doing.
Another adaptation that never was the Coen brothers got the rights to the Yiddish Policeman's Union by Michael Chabon, and that would have been incredible, but it just never came together. Very upsetting.
I think that's okay. You make a good point.
Yeah. It probably would. That would not have been a very good movie, but I still would have seen it, obviously. Love that book.
Anyway, so Ralph Fiennes is having a really great time. I would love to see him continue to do the comedy roles. That's a good lane for him.
Maybe he should get a comedy special on Netflix.
I think that might be a little too far.
Just really test his range. See what he's capable of. Rafe, you're a comedian now. Just go for it.
That would make me so uncomfortable.
I know. I just feel like he would just bomb. But maybe that should be a genre of, like, material of, like, people who are not comedians bombing, and they only show, like, 2 minutes of it, and it's just, like, kind of like a cringe montage. Like, don't you think, like, Netflix is so committed to, like, a certain length of material?
Sure.
They should, like, mix it up. Like, I would love if they threw some, like, 2-minute items at me.
Just like Netflix viral videos.
Kind of.
But like well-financed, well-produced.
Yeah, kind of like a palate cleanser in between like the depressing depths of making a murderer.
That's true. Before they like shove you into their next original series. Have you noticed this, by the way? They're like always trying to make me watch Sense8 or some stuff after I finish watching like a West Wing episode.
Yeah.
Chill, Netflix.
I know. We don't need your originals all the time. It's kind of like how Pixar puts the shorts before their movies.
Yeah.
Like Netflix should be doing a similar thing.
That's great. I support that. I don't know whether I support Ray Fiennes doing stand-up comedy as a part of that. I think that's maybe like not a fit. Though I will say, the next person we're talking about, Colin Firth. What I decided that I wanted from Colin Firth is a wine show with Colin Firth and Ray Fiennes.
So do you think Colin Firth is fun?
Yes.
Is there evidence that he's fun?
Mamma Mia.
Oh, interesting. Mamma Mia at one point was the highest grossing film in the UK of all time. That was before both Avatar and Star Wars, though. That's all you need to know about the British.
A lot of questions about the British
love that
and their
movie.
taste. I mean, I had a perfectly nice time at that movie.
Sure. I would prefer to pay like the $12 at the time for the movies than seeing it on Broadway. That's for sure.
Yes.
Like, definitely not worth it.
It's definitely more fun with famous actors, like, singing terribly. Oh, speaking of people, Pierce Brosnan. Oof. Mamma Mia, not one of his better moments.
Christine Baranski is in that, though, and she killed it.
Yes.
That was the beginning of the beautiful friendship of Christine Baranski and Meryl Streep, which they carried over to Into the Woods, which I'm sure you didn't see because it's a musical.
That's true. 100%.
How did you feel sitting through Mamma Mia as a musical?
Well, it's like... It's ABBA songs. It's different.
Okay.
I like pop music, as you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the line... There is a level of not knowledge in there. They're not doing it 100% earnestly. It's not total theater kid. It's like campy. 60% theater kid and 40% campy. And that makes me more comfortable. And so I don't recoil as easily.
You feel like you're all in on the joke together.
Yes.
So if there's no earnestness in the singing, you're okay.
Yes. I'm a monster, but that's how I feel.
Ironic and campy singing only for you. Okay, good to know. But so Colin Firth should not pursue a musical career. No. But obviously he's wonderful in Bridget Jones's Diary.
That's my highlight. And is that controversial to pick that over the 1995 Pride and Prejudice?
I don't know. I think a lot of people would also choose Love Actually.
Oh,
he's delightful in that.
What would you choose?
One of the only happy moments in that movie.
But also just still weird.
Yeah.
They don't speak.
I know.
That's not a fully formed relationship.
No, it's definitely
that's a
not.
note on Love Actually I'd like to give.
It's also that movie is just depressing.
We gotta tape. We can't do Love Actually right now. We'll do a full hour on it.
I was cleaning out my screenshots that I have saved in my Dropbox account, and one of them was my results on the Love Actually quiz that I took on BuzzFeed, where it's a quiz of like how well you know the words on the cards that the guy from The Walking Dead holds up. What's his name again?
Lincoln. Yeah,
Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah.
That he holds up for Keira Knightley, and I'd gotten 12 out of 14.
What you missed? Do you remember?
I don't, but I was pretty disappointed I didn't get all of them.
I was terrified that it was going to be a BuzzFeed quiz of which Love Actually plotline are you.
No.
What's the answer that you want in that one?
I think I would be Andrew Lincoln. Like that just feels like.
Oh, Juliet, that's really sad.
Well, he got a kiss at the end from Keira Knightley, and then he went on his way. He said his piece. I don't know.
That makes me sad.
Okay.
Though I cannot think of a plotline that I want to be on.
I mean, they're all just really dark and upsetting.
Yeah.
I mean, and yet people just like love to watch that movie at Christmas time, the supposedly happiest time of the year.
I think it's because the British people are good at Christmas, as you noted earlier.
They really are.
Anyway, Colin Firth.
That's my Colin Firth pick. Is definitely is Love Actually.
Mine's Bridget Jones's Diary.
The thing about that's just great about Bridget Jones is that it's like a great meta moment because of how they write about Colin Firth in the books.
Yes.
So like it's fun that again he's like in on the joke like he was in Mamma Mia. He's not so self-serious, even though he might seem such.
That's true. And so that's a good segue into what he's been doing recently, which is some sort of weird, smaller, self-serious dramas.
So he started with the Tom Ford movie, A Serious Man.
Which I liked.
I liked that, too.
Yeah.
And also great look for Nicholas Hoult. I mean, if it's a Tom Ford movie and you're in it and you're a man, like, obviously it's going to be a good look. Like, you're going to look good in it.
Very true. It's a very wise career decision.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that kind of, like, pushed Nicholas Hoult further.
Yeah.
Like, he needed that after Skins, and it was a great decision by him.
Oh, my God. Nicholas Hoult on Skins was just... Okay, different discussion.
We'll get back to Nicholas Hoult.
And then Colin Firth starts doing... I don't know, some movies I never saw, like The Railway Man, or this film called Gambit, which I'd like to read the description that I found today.
Please do.
An art curator decides to seek revenge on his abusive boss by by conning him into buying a fake Monet, but his plan requires the help of an eccentric and unpredictable Texas rodeo queen. Guess who plays the Texas rodeo queen?
Who?
Cameron Diaz.
Oh, my God.
Should I see Gambit? Possibly.
Yes,
okay.
definitely.
Right.
I kind of like that for Cameron Diaz.
Yeah,
she should
I do
be
too.
playing zany characters.
100%. So he does the weird Woody Allen movie. It's just, a King's Speech is in there. I will defend a King's Speech as a movie I enjoyed watching, but not as a Best Picture winner.
Is he also in Imitation Game? No, he's not. He just should be.
Yes, exactly. He just should be.
Because those are both movies I fell asleep in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was in the Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy
Of course.
remake, which was good.
I've heard that was very good.
Yeah.
Sometimes British stuff puts me to sleep.
I think that I maybe almost fell asleep in Tinker Tailor.
Just like their voices are so
Chris
soothing.
Ryan is going to kill me when he hears that. But as a Le Carre fan.
Yeah, I like Colin Firth being a little bit more fun. That's like a good way forward. And of this group, of this senior class of Craig, Fiennes, and Firth,
yes,
I feel like he's kind of like the senior winner. Like, I just feel like...
Wow, Colin Firth is your pick?
I feel like he has the longest future in front of him. He hasn't even made a Spielberg movie yet. And as we've noticed here at The Ringer...
That's true.
Spielberg loves him some British, dignified actors. Like, he could be the next Mark Rylance in Steven Spielberg's life. He hasn't even done that yet.
He just starts, like, assembling cast. That's interesting. I am surprised that that's your pick.
What's yours?
My pick is weirdly... And I did not expect... I'm surprising myself right now. I think it's Ray Fiennes.
Interesting.
I just feel like he's turned over a new leaf late in his life, and he's still, you could still put him in a Le Carre adaptation. You could still put him, like, in a weird international intrigue movie. Not that they make those anymore, but if they did, Ray Fiennes is your guy as the lead guy, or, as we've seen in Bond, he can play supporting roles. He's a utility player. Is that the basketball term?
Yes.
Great. And also he's very charming.
Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's good. For some reason, like, I just can't ever move him out of the Schindler's List box. Like, him and Liam Neeson.
I knew you were going to say this.
Like, I just, like, can't think of him outside of the context of that movie. So it's, like, hard for me to, like, imagine a future with him as me as a viewer and him as the actor.
I have an interesting note about that phenomenon in Benedict Cumberbatch, which we'll talk about in a second. But so, senior class... I guess we're split
decision. Yeah. We're going to move on to some other actors. But first, let's talk about some of our sponsors.
Yeah, I'll tell you about Sling TV. TV has never been better, but it's also never been more expensive. With all the contracts and equipment fees and installation fees, it feels like you need to take out a mortgage just to catch your favorite shows. There's a better, cheaper way. Sling TV. This new streaming service is the best way to watch your favorite shows live, like The Walking Dead, Comedy Bang Bang, Children's Hospital, Andy Tribeca, Full Frontal with Samantha Bee, Bates Motel, and more. For just $20 a month, Sling TV brings you more than 20 live channels, including AMC, ESPN, Adult Swim, A&E, IFC, and most importantly this month, TNT, TBS, and True TV, so you can watch live basketball, which is a thing that I love to do. You can also add on channel packs like the Hollywood Extra, which includes Epics, Turner Classic Movies, Sundance TV, and more for just $5 a month. There's no installation, no extra gear, no annual contracts, no BS. With Sling TV, all you need is an internet connection and a high tolerance for awesome. Start your 7-day free trial at sling.com/33 for the best of live TV on your desktop, mobile device, Roku, Fire TV, or Xbox. Restrictions apply.
Sling TV sounds pretty great. We also want to talk to you about Uber. We all have those times when we need a little extra money. Well, I've got a really easy way you can do it. Drive with Uber. Uber is a smartphone app that connects riders with drivers. You probably already knew that. So as a driver, it helps you make extra money driving your own car, and it's totally flexible. You don't have to quit your day job to make more money because Uber lets you make extra money on your own schedule. Whenever you need to make extra money, just turn on the app and drive. A few hours here, a few hours there, it all adds up fast. And it's really easy to get started. First, go to drivewithuber.com to sign up for free. You can do it right now on your phone. Seriously, just do it. Second, answer a few basic questions about you and your car and then get approved. Third, start driving. That's all there is to it. See? Pretty easy. Remember, start enjoying the flexibility of working when you want, earning extra money on your schedule. Sign up to Drive with Uber today. To go to drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com. drivewithuber.com. All right, and we're back. I think there's a whole group of actors that are kind of like in between, like the senior class and their prime, and like I want to throw in like Christian Bale. Like,
okay,
I think he's past his prime, but he's also not like an elder statesman of the British actor world.
That's true, and that's a little bit just because of his career choices.
Yeah, because he's a weirdo.
Yeah, which I'm fine with.
Is he a hateable dude? Like, should I hate him? Remember when he was really mean to his wife?
Yes, I was about to say. I think that he's a little tough, and he has definitely tried to, work the charm since then.
Yeah.
He's just always like really smiling at every Golden Globes they cut to him, and he's just like having the best time and hugging his co-stars.
You know who his stepmother is?
Gloria Steinem.
Yeah.
Yes!
Best.
I knew it. Yeah. I really like that one.
Also, Ewan McGregor, he totally blew it by picking the wrong Star Wars trilogy to be in.
Yeah. Tough luck.
Really sucks.
Again, Chris Ryan's going to be very upset. Chris Ryan is here for Ewan McGregor.
And like Daniel Day-Lewis is like obviously one of the best actors alive, but he's so freaking weird. Like, I don't think he could ever be classified with anyone else. Like, he's just a one of one.
That's true.
Like, he's just living his own life. I once read that he really likes a happy hour. He also really likes Subway.
He likes making shoes.
Yeah, he's just so weird. I mean, I love it. And then also like Hugh Grant, who's like clearly past his prime, still trying to make horrible rom-coms.
Yeah, well, the problem with Hugh Grant is that he had a whole career built around a type of movie that doesn't exist anymore.
Right. Did you watch the rewrite with Marissa Tomei?
I made it through 30 minutes, and I really thought,
really bad.
I thought if anyone can make it through the rewrite, it's Amanda Dobbins. And I was on a plane, too. It's not like I had anything else to do.
I on-demanded it. I paid like $8.
That's really bad.
It was really, really bad. It was very upsetting. Marissa Tomei is funny.
Hugh Grant is very charming.
Yeah.
Like, in a rom-com, he's the king of the rom-com, in my opinion.
I love music and lyrics. I watch it all the time.
Oh, yeah. That's another one that we're going to have to do a lot of, like deep work on some other
I like
time.
singing, so that's part of it.
Okay.
All right, but actors in their prime. Number 1, Tom Hardy.
What's up, Tom Hardy?
He's just doing great.
Again, he's making weird choices, so he may never be, like, an actual statesman.
Yeah. But he's got the Nolan look. He made that movie, the 2011 Warrior with Joel Edgerton, which I feel like a lot of men that I know were really into. But I was like, okay, this is whatever. Joel Edgerton, I wish he had a better career. He's Australian, though.
Yeah, not really.
Not eligible for this discussion. Or for being Bond.
I know. I feel like there were a lot of Australian actors in our Bond discussion.
I know. It's hard to keep them separate. But, I feel like he has, like, he's had so many big roles already. Like, Mad Max, which apparently he'll be back for, but Charlize will not.
Great. Well, yeah.
That's okay for her.
I feel like her story concluded.
And so
she
made
made
a
it
mic
back.
drop. She was so good in it.
Exactly.
And it's hard, and it's good. Like, we can go forward with Tom Hardy. He didn't even speak in that movie, which is for the best.
Yeah, my one issue with Tom Hardy, and sort of why I don't know that he can be the elder statesman, not that he has to be, but he has a little bit of Leo syndrome in terms of the career choices. He won't play a normal person.
Right,
like,
now they love each other. Now they're brothers, thanks to The Revenant.
I don't believe that. He's doing this show. He has a show on FX called Taboo, which is another, like, historical drama, and he doesn't say anything. He's just
Who else is in that?
I don't know, but I can't remember, but his dad came up with the idea with him. It's a Tom Hardy and Dad Hardy senior production, which is sort of interesting.
Father-son projects. It's hard to name one that went well. Very, very hard.
And really the only normal things he does are Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah. I feel like Christopher Nolan just bonds with his actors in a way that, like, no one else does. Because I just feel like he gets the best out of a lot of people.
He certainly gets the best out of Tom Hardy.
Yeah. And I think Michael Caine, perhaps.
Miss Congeniality was on the TV the other day. By the way, I forgot that Michael Caine really
he's great.
Strong performance.
Absolutely.
Speaking of elder statesmen.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the best.
All right. So Tom Hardy. Next up is Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's just killing it. People, are you a Cumberbitch?
No.
No, they did parlance for his fans. I'm not either. However, I did see him at a restaurant in LA, and it was very exciting. He was getting takeout. It was at Connie's and Ted's, which is seafood in West Hollywood. And I guess he, like, goes there all the time because they're like, oh yeah, him. Like, no one cared.
I like that he was getting takeout.
Yeah, he's just taking it home.
Yeah,
he's great. Do you watch Sherlock? I feel like it's not necessarily a show you'd be into.
I like the first couple. You don't have to watch every single one. So I've seen several, and I like them. Like, fine.
Yeah,
they're enjoyable.
He's good. He also plays, like, a lot of, like, nutcases, like Sherlock.
Yeah. Well, so and I was going to say this earlier. We were talking about actors you can't separate from, like, evil roles.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch is the villain spoiler alert, in Atonement. He is the rapist, and it's really upsetting. Yeah. And I sort of can't forgive. It took me, I finally gotten to that place, but I would say it took me about 5 years to move, like, accept Benedict Cumberbatch as someone other than the mean guy from Atonement.
Right.
Quick note about Atonement also, it's currently on Netflix.
Oh, is it? I've actually never seen it. I only read the book.
It's not as good as the book. The book is one of my favorite novels. But the other night, I just had like 45 minutes to kill, and I was like, well, I'll just watch the first part of Atonement up until they have sex, and it won't be upsetting. You know, like if you just watch the beginning. Yeah. Wrong. Incorrect. Still really upsetting.
Okay. I'm going to really steel myself when I finally sit down and watch it.
Yeah, it's not happy. There's no moment of happiness in that movie.
How sad. What's sad for you as well for having that experience.
I guess so. I was really upset.
He's really like transitioning into the like blockbuster.
He's in everything.
Range. Yeah, so he was in Star Trek, which was like supposed to be a big reveal, and then it wasn't. Everyone knew he was going to be playing Khan. I knew that, and I don't even know anything about Star Trek. And now yesterday, the trailer for Doctor Strange came out.
Yeah, where are you on Doctor Strange?
I think it looks pretty good. I also think that Tilda Swinton, who was in the movie as well, and Benedict Cumberbatch both have unusual faces and like unusual facial structure. And I was like, kind of like, they're like, it makes sense they'd be in a movie together.
Interesting.
So I was like, visually,
I can buy that.
This makes sense to me.
Yeah, I thought it looked fine.
Sure, it looked good. How many freaking comic book movies do we need?
Yeah, and I just also, you know, it's interesting how Marvel is starting to kind of steal the Christopher Nolan playbook in terms of like tortured dude, you know, who like deals with his problems like through acquiring a set of powers. But it's just really interesting that that's the solution to everyone's problems.
Totally. I do think that also like the proliferation of all of these comic book movies and sort of like casting the artsier actors as the lead roles, like even like Mark Ruffalo playing the Hulk, it kind of like romanticizes like many like terrible myths about men in a way that becomes more palatable, because it's not just like some like meat cake playing these roles, but it's like someone who you can project like more of like a emotional like intelligence onto, and it's sort of like it's like kind of like a subtle way of reinforcing the like very retrograde principles of a lot of comic books. And
absolutely.
Like it's almost like resentful of it. I'm just like, don't trick me into thinking this tortured genius like deserves to be an asshole. Like that's the whole thing with Christian Bale's Batman, right? Like,
yes, and that's kind of what started it all. Yeah, I don't really understand that. It's just also not like, that is not how I would go about dealing with my tortured genius.
Totally.
I just like, I don't understand this as a solution to these people's problems and how this is like continually interesting.
Yeah, and like kind of handing over these movies to people who would otherwise be auteurs doing kind of like a more like narrative driven movies sort of like makes a lot of these like jerks from comic books okay. Yeah. So Benedict Cumberbatch is probably the problem, not the solution. I will say he's good at playing jerks though. Very, very good in 12 Years a Slave. Although he was nice in that.
Yes, very good in Imitation Game.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. That's also a great plane movie, just FYI. Not to step on Andy's turf here, but if you're ever on a plane and Imitation Game's on, it was really enjoyable.
I had stayed out very late the night before I saw that movie, and like I just like sat down in the chair and I like wore a sweatshirt with like a large hood and fell asleep like immediately. I woke up, I fell asleep during the opening credits and fell asleep for like the last 10 minutes when Matthew Goode was like, we figured it out, and like everyone was so happy.
Did you miss the reveal? It's a very good reveal.
That when they figured it out?
Yeah, how they solve it.
I woke up like right away, like right at that moment.
Okay, so you saw it when the machine said. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was, the short part that I saw was good.
Also Matthew Goode.
Yeah, and also Matthew
and
Goode.
Like peak Matthew Goode.
Yeah, also like that's like a movie of like that's like kind of like the inverse of a superhero movie. It's about like a group of like geniuses and like super friends banding together for a greater cause. And I was just like, this is great.
I do really like any movie where like the gang has to get together.
Oh yeah,
that's always a fun thing for me. All right, Idris Elba.
Obviously.
So I would say actually, if we're thinking about actual British candidates for Bond, he's my candidate for the next Bond.
Barring all Australians
or the Dutch dude that I wanted to make Bond.
What Dutch
Michel
dude?
Wiesmann.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's my pick. I love some Idris.
Yeah, sure. Me too. My mom loves Luther, like big time. She's been trying to get me to watch it for like a long time.
It's really upsetting, and I wouldn't recommend watching it
Luther.
solo. Yeah.
Really? Interesting.
I mean, it's excellent and really
Is that what
dark.
Ruth Wilson is in?
Yes.
Right. I don't like her based on her character in The Affair. Sorry, Ruth Wilson.
Interesting. I thought you like The Affair, but you don't like Ruth Wilson.
Yeah.
Who are you? Oh, you're a Maura Tierney person.
I love
on The
Maura
Affair?
Tierney.
Okay.
Yeah. I love that character. And also, I love all the real estate on The Affair. It's worth it for that alone.
It is really special.
A lot of really good apartments. Idris Elba, of course. Like, who says no to that? Like, as Bond, of course, everyone wants to see that.
Yeah.
I think that's like, if they don't do that, that's like, they should just, I don't know, Bond people. Come on.
If
Or
they
let's get
don't
him a
pick him,
franchise.
I think that'll be a huge mistake, right? Especially after the whole controversy of the writer saying racist things about how Idris Elba wasn't right for Bond.
Right.
So they should definitely pick him.
Totally. Although, I wonder if like, someone should just keep the seat warm until John Boyega is ready. But we can get back to that.
Oh, interesting. You're just going to skip over Idris?
In general, John Boyega is so charismatic and would be a really different kind of Bond.
Interesting, though. Here's the thing. How funny do you want your James Bond to be?
I feel like I'm ready for some quips.
You are?
Yeah.
I think the thing that I like most about the Craig Bond is that there are no... It's the driest of dry humor.
Sure.
Which I appreciate in a Bond.
Yeah. I just feel like I want to see John Boyega in every franchise.
Okay.
Like, kind of like how Harrison Ford went from Star Wars to Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Like, I'm just with John Boyega. Like,
okay, that's great.
Let's get you something else.
You're skipping ahead. Do you have any... Okay.
I'm sorry. We'll get back to John.
That? No, it's fine. Do you have any thoughts on Tom Hiddleston?
No, I have none.
Okay.
Do you?
He's very charming.
Like, people love him. He's very popular on the internet.
He's like so Benedict Cumberbatch was the most popular Tumblr British actor.
Right.
And then he blew up, went mainstream, and now Tom Hiddleston is the new Tumblr British heartthrob.
I kind of didn't know who he was for a while because I saw him in Thor, I guess. Or did I see Thor? No, I saw him in the Avengers.
He's Loki, so he was in Thor as well. He's Thor's brother. Wow, that's the nerdiest thing I've said in a long time with such confidence. Just like I really knew the answer to that question.
He was Thor's brother, but he was like sequestered to outer space or something like that, to the other universe through a black hole.
Yeah, I think they all are. Isn't that the thing?
I don't know.
That he's stuck and they all live in the other universe?
Oh, right.
And
this
then
is
there's
really not our strong
something
suit.
about a hammer. Don't add us.
Yeah, I do not care to be corrected on this topic. All right, Tom Hiddleston, he's not for me.
He's going to be in
the
starting next week, he's in The Night Manager, which is another Le Carre adaptation that people say is great.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And he's sort of also being talked about for Bond.
That seems like he's not like virile enough for that.
Yes, exactly. Put that, I agree.
Yeah, he's just not, nah. The winner of this group, I think it's Idris Elba. He's got the brightest future, in my opinion.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope that actually Hollywood realizes that in the way that we all seem to.
He's also just like beloved. Who doesn't like him? Name me one person.
True. Let's not give them the time of day. Do I think that? I mean, I vote for Idris for Bond and for life.
Me too. We're with you, Idris. Do it big.
Yeah.
Jude Law could have been in this group, but he just fucked it up by being sleazy.
Another thing I want to say after watching Atonement, James McAvoy picked the wrong franchise.
You know what was really tough is I can never not see him as his character from Narnia with like the animal bottom half.
That's a really tough one.
Like that's the lasting image I have of him. Although he is charming in the X-Men movies.
He's charming in them. He's so good. You got to watch Atonement just for like the James McAvoy experience. He's so charming.
Okay.
And it's very upsetting.
I'm going to watch it. And I feel like Fassbender is the Daniel Day-Lewis of this group. Like, again, like you just can't put him in a box.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Fassbender or Tom Hardy in that one. Fassbender or Tom Hardy, who's your pick?
I think Fassbender.
Oh, interesting.
I don't like how Tom Hardy's voice is always shifting. I need to know what your baseline voice sounds like. And with Gosling and Tom Hardy, like, there's just no way of knowing.
Do you hold that against Gosling, too?
Yes, I do.
So you need to have a sense of the person as a person.
There needs to be an authentic core down deep. And I think that Hardy and Gosling have lost their moorings.
That's super interesting because obviously they would say to you, like, the opposite needs to be true. For me to be an effective actor, I need to be in every role. But I guess Tom Hardy is also just Tom Hardy doing a weird accent in every role.
He's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell me any fetish that Tom Hardy has, and I would believe it. I'd be like, yeah, of course Tom Hardy's, like, really into feet. Or, like, yeah, of course Tom Hardy's really into bondage. Like, anything. I'd be like, yeah, that makes total sense.
Same is true of Fassbender.
Yeah.
And also Fassbender is doing Fassbender in every movie. Let's just be real. Michael Fassbender was way too handsome to play Steve Jobs. And I watched that
I didn't see that either. I'm really sorry.
I just watched that whole movie just being like, wow. He looks very good in that turtleneck.
He wears the mop so well.
I did not feel any tension about like the future of Apple, or again, I didn't really care, but
right. I liked him in X-Men, too. He's good with James McAvoy. That's what made me think of him.
That's true.
I mean, obviously, he'll just be doing his thing. Now we also all know he has a huge penis, so.
Quite large.
Yes.
Really remarkable.
All right, the new kids. The aforementioned John Boyega. Like, he's literally the most famous person in the world now. Isn't that weird to think about?
Is he the most famous person in the world?
I think he's among the top 10.
Is he the most famous person in the new Star Wars movie?
I think so.
Even more famous than Daisy Ridley?
Yes, I think so.
Wow.
I think so. Daisy Ridley did not even get a toy to begin with.
Well, that's because of sexism.
Right, but that hurt her fame. I'm just saying, with the kids.
I guess so, but she is technically the center of that movie.
Right, but I still think John Boyega.
In general, Star Wars is not my number one thing, but I'm really into how we're just making all the new Star Wars movies about women.
Yeah, it's cool, and it was a fun movie. Yeah. I enjoyed myself. I'm not like burdened by like, oh, they didn't push this forward, like, oh, like all of this stuff. Like, who cares? It was a fun movie. I don't know anything about Star Wars. Like, I enjoyed myself. That's all I needed.
All right, so you're in on Boyega.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just want him to have every role.
Yeah, like, let's get him 3 more franchises. Like, let's just, I don't know.
Do you want him to do only franchise, or do you want him...
I just want him to have a great life. I just really like him. So, I think he needs one more franchise and then, like, some indie movies.
Okay.
I think he is, like, the Harrison Ford of Star Wars, but can do a lot better.
I'd love to see John Boyega in a remake of Working Girl.
Oh, totally. Oh, my God. Yeah, maybe he could be the working girl.
Okay. I mean...
Working boy. Working man. Working Girl has not aged well. When's the last time you watched it?
Oh, counterpoint. Working Girl is one of my top 10 rom-coms.
I really like it, but it just, like, is a real relic.
Yes, but I feel like that makes it charming at this point. It's definitely like a costume, like it's a period piece about the 80s in New York. Really
big look for Staten Island.
Huge look.
And the ferry itself.
And Sigourney Weaver. A great Sigourney Weaver performance. My favorite Harrison Ford performance.
It's like, it does make office life seem very glamorous. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's definitely not. One thing that's just a total side note, when you watch old movies, the relationship to computers is hilarious. Mm-hmm. How it's like they're there, they're not. And like, what did people do in their offices before computers? Like you go to work and then what do you do?
I think people talked on the phone a lot.
Talked on the phone?
People took personal calls at work.
So
because I think, Joan Cusack, who plays the assistant in Working Girl, like spends a lot of time just like chatting on the phone with Melanie Griffith.
Right.
And maybe you also read People magazine or other magazines.
And like
I think print was more important generally in an office, both for work and non-work purposes.
I just can't imagine it. I just like, you just like sit down and start writing stuff, start making notes. Like, I just don't get it. How did it work? Yeah. John Boyega's like running. He's just so great. And like, who doesn't like him?
I love him. I think he's great.
He is in the adaptation of The Circle by a book written by my former boss, Dave Eggers, with Tom Hanks and Emma Watson. I haven't seen the trailer for that yet. Is it out?
I don't know if it's out.
The trailer for The Hologram for the King, another Tom Hanks, Dave Eggers collabo, just came out. I don't know if that's getting the wide release, but I saw it before I saw Hello, My Name is Doris. Did you see the trailer for that?
No.
Oh, you got different ones.
Yeah.
Interesting. Theo James.
This is someone who really missed his chance.
He signed up for the Allegiant movies. Huge mistake.
I think that out of all the actors in Allegiant, he will be the one who suffers the most.
I think so, too.
Shailene will make it out. Ansel Elgort will make it out.
Yeah.
Miles Teller, fingers crossed, he makes it out.
Yeah, but like Theo James, like, does anyone know who he is?
This
other
was
than
a
15-year-old girls.
Yeah, and Downton Abbey fans. Don't forget Pamuk. He was Pamuk.
Oh my God, I did forget that. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, how fast I forget. Damn it. That's too bad. I think the moral of the Downton story is that unless you're Rose Leslie and you're already a landed nobility, there's no future for you outside of the show.
Even Michelle Dockery.
I don't know. What's she gonna do?
My Medford show.
Okay, that's not in production yet.
Okay, but
So that's tough. Taron Egerton.
Yes.
I don't know anything about him.
Okay, did you watch the Instagram that I sent you?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Taron Egerton was in The Kingsman, which was a weird spy movie with Colin Firth.
The trailer looked good, and then it was like really bad, right?
People had mixed feelings about it. And then he was also in a weird family movie with Hugh Jackman called Eddie the Eagle, which, as I understand it, was like British Cool Runnings.
Okay.
But anyway, Taron, it was on the short list for Han Solo.
Okay. Do you think he's going to get it?
Well, Again, do you feel that Han Solo should be American or not? What's your take on this?
I don't think it matters.
I mean, Han Solo is sort of our James Bond.
I guess
Not
so.
really, but it's similar vibe.
I just have accepted the British takeover of the Star Wars franchise. Between Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Brienne of Tarth, and, like, who else is in those movies? I just feel like that just can't stop. The British are coming. Sorry, American History joke. Couldn't help myself.
All right. You know, I think I'm still voting for Miles Teller, but I have just become really charmed by Taron Egerton's social media presence.
All right.
I really recommend looking into it. I would especially recommend a video of him dancing to ABBA in a car with 2 small children in the backseat dancing along with him.
I think that you have a real love of ABBA that I didn't know about.
I like pop music.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm not ashamed.
I like it. You're a dancing queen.
Yeah, so I have a soft spot for Taron Egerton. Now, that's a watch this space for me.
Okay.
I don't know that he should be Han Solo, but I expect great things of him.
That's great.
And then finally, Jack O'Connell. Have you seen the trailer for Money Monster?
No, I have not.
Where George Clooney is like the CNBC guy and gets held hostage. So Jack O'Connell is the guy holding him hostage.
He's got a little Clooney fragrance on him. Like he's kind of like riding that wave. Right,
and he was in Angelina Jolie's movie Unbroken, which was not very good, but that was him. He was also second cast of Skins. Very important role. Cook. Really, I recommend that. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
So I feel like Jack O'Connell is the new Tom Hardy.
Interesting. Kind of starting out like a little indie, but also like now like dipping his toe into the mainstream.
Yeah, and also, you know, kind of like gruff, and he doesn't really go for the charm as much.
Yeah.
And
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he was great in Skins. All the kids from Skins are just like great. And you know, a lot of them have moved on to big things. It's kind of the opposite of Downton Abbey. Hannah Murray is on Game of Thrones.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd forgotten that.
She's Gilly.
Yes. Okay, I knew that.
Dev Patel is in an Oscar award-winning movie, Slumdog Millionaire. Nicholas Hoult dated Jennifer Lawrence, also in X-Men movies. Now Cook is on the come up. I mean, a lot of those, like, it's like pretty impressive. True. Like the compared to other British shows that people like loved, they're doing a lot better.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't think anyone will make it out of Downton. So there we go.
Michelle Dockery, I'm holding out hope.
I hope so. Other than John Boyega, I feel like Taron Egerton is the future here.
Okay. I agree. Watch Jack O'Connell, too.
Okay, well, my favorite British Jack is Jack Whitehall. Did you ever watch Fresh Meat?
I did not.
Jack Whitehall's on Fresh Meat. He was going to have an NBC pilot, but didn't get picked up. And then he's also on the show A League of Their Own, which is a chat show that James Corden and he do together.
It all comes back to James Corden,
All comes back to Corden, and he's really funny and very charming. I feel like Freddie Stroma is also kind of like making waves. He's on Unreal. He's the shooter. Adam. Sam Claflin from the Hunger Games movies. He's also going to be in Me Before You, and he's very handsome.
You have a lot of emotions about that.
I know. I can't even get into it.
Do you think that Me Before You will help him, or?
I think so. He's really well cast for that part. Me Before You is about a guy who becomes a quadriplegic, and the young woman who takes care of him is a nurse, and he plays a quadriplegic, and he's supposed to be like a really like handsome guy who just like falls into this deep depression because of he gets into a car accident, so that's why he's a quadriplegic. And I think he's like really well cast. So hopefully he'll be able to take that good, smart casting and turn it into a great performance. A lot of people, me particularly, are hoping this is a good movie. I know that I'll be weeping at it no matter what happens.
I need to read the book before it comes out.
You'll read it in a day.
I know, but I've just been putting it off because I don't want to feel sad.
I know, but you'll just feel so many things, like in a good way.
Yeah.
All the feelings. Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
I have high hopes for that movie and for Sam Claflin, quite honestly. But still, I just think John Boyega and Taron Egerton. How can you fight those two? If you're being considered for Han Solo, that's a big look. Even if you don't get it.
That's true.
It's like pretty big.
It's almost better not to get it, probably.
Right. It's like,
because then other people start paying attention to you.
Yeah, exactly. The English have given us so many gifts here. All of these wonderful actors.
I appreciate all of them.
Me too. Let's move on to a couple of
some house cleaning.
Yeah, some things that we really care about. Number one, Will and Kate in India. Speaking of England, have you been following their trip?
I have. I'm checking in on the outfits every day.
She looks great.
She looks great. She always looks great.
I know. I really liked her white outfit that she wore. Did you see that? It was kind of like I don't even know how to describe
with the
it.
little pockets?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had a moment where I was like, oh, maybe I should get that for my wedding dress.
Thinking of you as well.
And then it's too late. And also, like, I don't know whether the pockets would be flattering on me, but she looked fantastic.
Yeah, she really did. She's killing it.
Yeah.
And they just, like, they're so imperial. It's, like, both, like, it's just crazy.
It's really intense.
You know.
It's an intense experience. It's very weird that they're still doing this.
I know. Like, why is that? Like, while I love watching her fashion, I'm also like, why are they doing this? Like, India is a free country, like, no longer under British rule. I don't really get it, but okay.
Yeah.
Still enjoying her fashion. Next, Ben Affleck directing a Batman movie.
It's all coming up Affleck.
Is it?
You know, he made this decision.
I know.
He freely took on the role of Batman, and now he gets to write and direct his own Batman. He's making other movies at Warner Brothers. I think
we can be certain that he's delusions of grandeur.
Absolutely, which makes him interesting, does it not?
Yes, it does. It certainly makes him.
But it's very funny to like watch the world kind of cater to these whims of his.
I know. It's like this, like the sea turns for him.
It will definitely, when the biography of Ben Affleck is written, like the Batman period is a fascinating.
That's a good future career for you.
Study of self-discretion.
Ben Affleck biographer.
Can't wait.
Goodbye, Ringer. I have a new job now. Gilmore Girls set photos coming out. I was thrilled to see Luke and Lorelai at a town meeting together, sitting next to each other. It just really made me happy. I love town meetings and Gilmore Girls.
The more I think about it, the more I like question the Luke and Lorelai relationship.
Interesting. Well, it sounds like they might not be together, right?
I mean, they'll be together at the end.
They're not. I mean,
which is sort of
jump off the building. Yeah. Lastly, speaking of sad things, me jumping off a building. Garrett Hedlund and Kirsten Dunst broke up shortly after we celebrated their relationship.
Yeah, I just, I'm not sure that we have the power to jinx anything, but if we played any part in that, I'm really sorry.
So sorry, guys. Yeah. After 5 years of dating, it's just tough. Maybe she's like riding high off of how great she was in Fargo, and she's trying to she's like, you know what? I can't be held down right now. Sorry, Garrett.
That would be great.
Did you watch Fargo?
Yes.
She was very good.
She was very good. I hope that that's what happened for her. I hope it's what happened for both of them. I hope it was mutual. I hope that we had literally nothing to do with it. And I hope that they both find love so that we can talk about it on Celebrity Dating Round 2, which we are going to do.
Yeah.
I heard from a lot of people. We forgot some celebrities. That's great. That just means that there's more to discuss next time.
Yeah, it's great. It's always creating content.
It's our goal.
Thanks for listening to Jam Session.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks again to our sponsors. We all have those times when we need a little extra money. Well, I've got a really easy way you can do it. Drive with Uber. Uber is a smartphone app that connects riders with drivers. So as a driver, it helps you make extra money driving your own car, and it's totally flexible. You don't have to quit your day job to make more money because Uber lets you make extra money on your schedule. Whenever you need to make extra money, just turn on the app and drive. A few hours here, a few hours there, it all adds up fast. And it's really easy to get started. First, go to drivewithuber.com to sign up for free. You can do it right now on your phone. Second, answer a few basic questions about you and your car and then get approved. Third, start driving. That's all there is to it. I told you it was easy. Start enjoying the flexibility of working when you want and earning extra money on your own schedule. Sign up to Drive with Uber today. Go to drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com. Drive with UBER.com.
And thank you also to Sling TV. TV has never been better, but with all the contracts and equipment fees and installation fees, it feels like you need to take out a mortgage just to catch your favorite shows. There's a better, cheaper way to get the shows you love. Sling TV. For just $20 a month, you get more than 20 live channels, including AMC, ESPN, Adult Swim, TNT, TBS, and True TV, so you can watch the NBA playoffs, which I will definitely be doing. Start your 7-day free trial at sling.com/33 for the best of live TV on your tablet, phone, laptop, Roku, Fire TV, or Xbox. Restrictions apply.